Shalom, and welcome to Israel Today. This is Rabbi Roger coming to you from Israel. Hebrew is one of the most unique languages in the world. Why? Obviously because it is God's language, and it is from Him. For example, there was a test done some years back where researchers took a machine with a microphone that when spoken into, it would either write or draw in the sand based on the sound waves. However, when Hebrew was spoken into it, it wrote only Hebrew letters, whereas all the other languages were not capable of reproducing their own letters. When a native English speaker begins learning Hebrew, one of the biggest hurdles to overcome is that everything has gender, and I mean everything. Now, that is nothing new to someone from another country where this is common to them. With that in mind, I would like to point out something about human body parts from a Hebraic perspective. Again, keep in mind, for a native English speaker, this is where it gets more confusing, but let me explain. All body parts that are in pairs, such as the eyes, ears, kidneys, lungs, legs, etc., appear to be masculine in form, but since they are nouns, they are actually feminine. So why is that? Let us take a look at something like the eyes, for example. Ayanim is the plural word for eyes and ayin for eye, but why is it feminine? Well, actually this part, as well as the rest of the parts that are duplicated, shows the way a relationship between a husband and a wife should be. With both eyes, it is very possible to judge distances and separate objects from one another. Close one eye and everything becomes harder to determine, especially distances. Yet, if we open the other eye, it automatically starts to help us to see better and make better judgment. The same is true with the ears. If one ear does not work, then it is hard for us to pinpoint exactly where the sound is coming from. So if you're walking down the street and you hear a raging dog barking at you because you've wandered onto its property, you may not be able to make a quick decision as to where the dog is. Is it barking at me or is it barking at someone else? Is it located on my side where the ear does not work? I think you get the idea that without the other half, the body does not function smoothly. Now, on the other hand, single body parts are masculine, such as the head, heart, nose, throat, or liver. Remove any one of these items and you will not be able to live. The same is true in the family. Remove the head of the family, the male, and the family cannot survive. Look at the families today. Approximately 1/4 of all homes do not have a male role model. Now, out of that 1/4, what percentage actually makes it as good quality family as if the dad was there all along? 1%? Less than 1%? Now you understand why crime, suicide, alcohol, and so on are on the rise. The first word in the book of Genesis, beginning, comes from the root word for head. God is the head as the Father in the Trinity. Our head on our body is the key part for us to be able to think and act to make good judgment calls for our own personal body. The head of the family is the key role model to making a true family work. If you want to get in touch with us or get on our mailing list, visit branchofisrael.com. Again, this is Rabbi Roger coming to you from Israel. Thank you so much for listening. Lehitrot, goodbye, or see you again.